Oh, my tires are just on fire all of a sudden. Oh, my tires are just on fire all of a sudden. I'm having to turn them down.
Well, hello everyone. It is Mike Molesky here. I'm wonderful time. I'm so glad to be back for eSeniors GT3 Porsche Cup broadcast. I am back in the chair. I've been practicing all week. I'm back in the broadcast chair. So eSeniors GT3 Porsche Cup today at ZOLDER. And remember, sim racing is a sport, so that makes us athletes. We are 50 and over athletes racing in eSeniors. So glad to be back. Porsche Cup hasn't been broadcast while I've been away. I was away on holidays in Switzerland. Just get right into it here. Let's look at the standings. So after two races, of course, the first race is dropped. The standings, of course, are pretty close, with Jonathan Wood in his first place finish in the first race. He's got 56 points. Is very closely followed by Derek Bird with 55, because I guess Jonathan Wood got fastest lap. You get an extra point for that, so that puts him in first place. And third, not third, is John Saunders in second place in the second race. He luckily got his 10th position dropped from the standings in the first race. So look at those standings. Jonathan Wood, first place in the first race, third place in the second race. Derek Bird, a little bit better record overall, second place in the first race. Jonathan beat him, and first place in the second race. I've forgotten what those were since I wasn't around. And John Saunders in third with second. So that's that is our, those are our standings. Let me get rid of that and go back to my wonderful little face here. Wonderful, yes. Yes, so glad to be back. Very glad to be back. Did a lot of practicing at ZOLDER this week. And I know the guys in GT and the Cup race don't do a lot of practice, because I was listening on the stream there earlier with them practicing, and they were talking about setups. So obviously they hadn't really jumped in to practice that much in the Cup car. The Cup car is obviously a lot of fun. I'm just going to be talking here while we wait for the race. No use watching track stuff. Maybe I'll put up something here. ZOLDER, yes, Belgium. I had to do a little bit of Wikipedia this morning. ZOLDER was the location for the Belgian Grand Prix on 10 separate occasions in the 1970s. And of course, it is famous for, or one of the famous things it is for, was Jacques Villeneuve was killed on this race in qualifying in 1983. And then they next year they moved it to Spa. However, ZOLDER came back for one more year for the Belgium Grand Prix, but then I guess it's been permanently at Spa after that. What is it doing now? What is it doing now? Some safety adaptations in 2006. It's usually it's a Blank Pont Sprint Series championship location from now on. So anyway, yeah, ZOLDER. I love this track. I'm having some really good times, actually. So that's I'm happy for that. Did a lot of practicing this week. I hope you guys have all been practicing too. We are getting close to the time for the race, the qualifying to start. Yes, I was in Switzerland for a couple of weeks doing a train grand. It's called the Grand Tour train trip. So that was wonderful to be there, except for the fact that Switzerland is one of the most expensive countries in the world, I think, to eat and sleep. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. I loved it, and it was a great time in Europe. Spent some time in Italy also. So great to be back in the chair for season 9 of eSeniors. And let me just give a shout out to our sponsors once again this year: Castle and Cauldron, Syndeo, and Sim3D. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. Please, everyone, please do, if you can, support those 3 companies. Anyone listening for the first time who does not race, please jump into a car and race with us. No problems there, especially a Porsche Cup. Lots of room in the Porsche Cup. We have 11 racers today. Maybe I'll flip over. It's going to be very close to the time for us to start. So I will flip over there. Let me find a car maybe that's racing. Hang on. Yeah, let's go with Mr. Wood, our race leader. Our league leader. I'm going to put that up here actually, so I can remind myself who the race leaders are. There we go. I can see that now. Sorry, there we go. So yeah, a couple of minutes before, about a minute before race time, or qualifying to start. So the guys are all going to get into the pits, I'm sure. So who have we got racing today? We got Saunders, Sylvain, Dessard, Derek Bird, Jonathan Wood, Thomas Rainier. Okay, it's going to start here. Danny Britos, Nemeth, Laszlo Nemeth. A new name that I don't recognize, Daniel Vella, Thomas Rainier, Mape Sankud, and Jeremy Arrobas, our fearless leader. So they're all out. Let's see who got out first. Oh, of course, it's Jonathan Wood out first. Nope. Yes, it is. So there we go. And we're ready for qualifying. Yeah, 11 people on track. You'll be happy to know that I found the starting grid, the crate camera that we can use for looking at everyone's liveries. There's Jonathan, there's Krister, Derek Bird, Sylvain Dessard, he's got a new livery this year. John Saunders has got a nice white car. I don't know if I don't have his livery or not. I synced it yesterday to talk to him about that. Daniel Britos, he is in a new livery this year, or at least in the Porsche. There is Mr. Nemeth. And our newcomer to Porsche Cup is Daniel Vella. Thomas Rainier's got his normal Martini racing livery. Mape Kansug in the classic Porsche Cup livery. And Jeremy in his rocket. So let's see where Jonathan is in. Here he comes for his lap. Let's go into the cockpit with him on his first lap. Comes into the first corner called Estra. Here comes long right-hander to come. A little bit of a sort of a different kind of corner. Opens up, but it's a double apex. Here he comes. Oh, I don't want to pronounce that corner's name. Just call it K corner. Coming up is Lucien Blanchepoit. Oh, that's another tough corner for me. So Jonathan's going to be setting the lap here. Coming into chicane, the Klein chicane. I can handle that one. I'm going to just go make sure I get on to good afternoon, Stan Washer on the stream. Hey, get in the car and race with us, buddy. Any more, how are the sounds? Everybody can tell me how the sounds are. Take a quick peek here how my volumes are doing. It's pretty loud in the car. We'll stick with that for now. And then here we go into another unpronounceable name, corner number 10. A little S curve here, coming into the last chicane, straight number 4. Hard to call these all straights. There's not a long straights on this Zolder track. Here he comes for the last corner of the chicane, coming on to Jackie. Straight number 5. Here comes the lap to beat. Boom, 152.5. Or 32.5. I can hardly read that. Let me make it a little bit bigger for myself here. So 132.1. And Derek Bird just made a better lap. Let's see how Mr. Sylvain is doing. Where is Sylvain? Oh, he just jumped in with the fastest lap. I won't I won't look at that. Let's just go in with Sylvain's second lap. How about that? John Saunders just got a 1:31.72. Who are we watching here? Jonathan. Just go into Sylvain's second lap here, and I'm going to change to a TV screen. There we go. How are the sounds? Hey Nikos, good morning. And Arthur Castonguay, good morning. How are the sound levels, guys? Whoa, that looks like Sylvain had a little, hit the sausage a little hard. Let's go to Derek. See how Derek's doing. Derek is up 0.4 on his lap. Let me try a different screen here. Or maybe we'll try the Helicam for a bit. Who are we with here? We are with Derek Bird. And Derek is up 0.3 of a second, 0.4 actually. He might just jump onto the lead here. Yes, I think he is. There's our new pole sitter, Mr. Derek Bird. Again, people on the stream, make sure you tell me how the levels are and the voice levels. How are we doing here? Oh, John Saunders just took pole back again. And Derek Bird, who we're following, I think he's early in his lap. Sylvain Dessart. I wish I could have a good view here of how far they're. Okay, they're into their laps here. This is Sylvain, or Thomas, I should say. Thomas is up 0.3. That will boost him into probably up by 1. I can actually see here a little bit more who is. There he goes. He goes up 1. And who else is late in their lap? I think Laszlo is. Let's just go to see Laszlo. Laszlo is just flat on his time, so he will not improve. Derek Bird, he is up on his lap. He's coming into the last chicane, I think. He's up 0.4. That should get him pole right now. Voice level's great. Thank you, Arthur. This is going to get Derek pole, new pole sitter. Boom, into the pole with 0.2 lead over Saunders. Who else is coming up on a lap? Sylvain Dessart. He is coming into the last chicane. He is up 0.4. That will get him second place right now, I think, if my math is correct. Here he goes. He'll be into second place with this lap. And let's just watch Thomas. He's got early on in his lap. Let's go to TV view here. Whoa, look at him slide in that corner. Beautiful job. He is not improving on his lap, however, but let's just watch him because I love his livery. You all know that's my favorite livery. Car volume is low. Okay, I'll boost the car volume a little bit here. Here comes Thomas. He's not up on his lap, but let's see who else. Jonathan Wood. Mr. Wood is improving. He is late in his lap, so that's pretty good. Let's just follow him. Coming around the second to last chicane, I think. Yep. He is still up on his time, but that won't get him too far. Maybe get a position or two. That will get him. He's up 0.3. Oh, he's improving half a second now. Here he comes. That'll get him a couple spots, I think. Boom. Yes, sir. Number 4. Not quite podium, but close. And who else has got a good here? Let's give Jeremy some airtime. Jeremy's up on his lap. He will improve a couple of places with this if he holds it. He's got a few seconds left. Coming up to the final chicane here. Let's see, can I get a better view? How about in the cockpit? There we go. In the cockpit with Mr. Jeremy Arabas. And here he comes. He is just maintaining his best lap. So let's just go on to Derek. Derek's quite a ways in his lap. Here's a chicane we haven't seen. Hits the sausages there. And this is a flat out corner. Unpronounceable name, however. The K corner, I was going to call it. I know there's a corner called Villeneuve corner. I don't know where it is. And Derek is improving on his time. So we've got a podium right now is Derek Bird, Sylvain Dessart, and John Saunders. John's improving on his. Oh, let's just go to John. John's improving on his. Oh, he just spun out. Can I do a replay here? Let's just do a quick replay. What happened here? Just on the throttle a little too early on that replay. It's going to sneak back to Derek here. Let's jump back into. Oh, we're back with. Here's Derek. He's improving on his time. That's his new one. He's early in his lap, however. Who else has got a lap time going? Oh, Mr. Nemeth. Let's give Mr. Nemeth some airtime. He's improving big time. This should bring him. He might just get an extra spot out of this. How much qualification time have we got left? I don't see. Oh, yes, I do see it. 5 minutes left. Here comes Laszlo. He's improving his time big time. This could get him into 4th place. Oh, and Laszlo went off track. Okay, so that's that. Sylvain Dessart is midway in his lap. He's improving slightly. He's 0.2 off. He's going to make a challenge for. He slid a little bit in that corner. Lost a little bit of time. Lost quite a bit of time. All his advantage got lost there. But he still has a chance. He's only 0.3 behind the pole position. He slid again there. Oh, looking at the wrong screen. So if he can make up a little bit of time in this chicane, he might have a chance. Just, no, not quite. Not quite gonna do it. He had some advantage there, so let's follow him in his cockpit for a while, because he's got pace. He's got pace. Let's just follow him through a full lap here. Derek Bird is early in his lap too, so we'll follow these two guys. We've got 3 minutes left in the qualification. As I said, looked like the guys were, not everybody was practicing that much. Who did I see? Somebody raced yesterday afternoon. I think it was Derek raced in the open race with his Cup car, so Derek takes this Cup car very seriously. He had some good times there. 1:31 is a pretty good time for a lot of bouncing around there for Sylvain. Still maintaining his lap. He's down 1/10 now. I'm not sure if this is a valid lap or not. It looks like a different color there. Since it's grayed out, I have a feeling that means it's not a valid lap. So let's go to Saunders. Saunders is early in his lap. He's holding. Oh, and so is Jonathan. Jonathan is a bit further in his lap, so let's just follow him for a bit. He's flat out on his best time. So let's see if he can improve. We've got some traffic up ahead of him there. See if he can improve a little bit. He's quite far behind Saunders, so he's going to have to do a lot better to gain a position. 5 people watching the stream. That's pretty cool. Oh, Jonathan took a big bounce. Took a bit of a risk. John Saunders is off track, so he is not going to improve. Derek is just starting his lap. Let's see who's going to get a new lap going here. Jonathan's new into his lap. So let's see how. Oh, he's really working it hard. Look at those steering inputs just on the edge. That cost him a little bit, those wobbles. He's still got a lap going there. He's a little bit down, but this is going to be his second last lap. And who we got here? Sylvain's further down the track, and he is on a good lap. He's flat out here, flat with his best time. So he's still got a chance. There he goes. Great times here. The last chicane. Let's see if Sylvain can pull something out of a hat here. No, he just lost it a little bit. Alright, so everybody's just kind of maintaining their pace here on their current laps. Derek is off. Yellow flag, so he's not going to improve. Looks like Sylvain is going to give up. Let's see how Saunders does. Where is he in his lap? He's into the first chicane. He's flat out on his best lap. He's the last guy on the track for the podium. Everybody else went into the pits. Let's see if he can improve. Flat out. Look at that zero. He's matching his best lap. He does not have to gain too much to get into second place. Gained a little bit there. Hang in there. Hang in there. Last little S turn. Ooh, he's going to have to pull something out of the hat on the last chicane. He's going to push hard, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how this Cup car handles these little tiny sausages. He ended up with a 1/10. He might make it into second place. Hang on there, John. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Boom. Just into second place on the last lap. Well done, mate. Well done. Got it on that last chicane. All right. So here we go. Let me go back into this intro screen here, so you can look at my wonderful face. So yeah, good job by everybody. That was an interesting podium there. Interesting qualification, I should say. Somebody pulled out a rabbit out of the last hat, so he's in. Saunders made it onto the front of the grid. So here is our. I won't say here is our. Let me just get set up here for the. Gotta get myself set up for. Why can't I get in here? Okay, drive. Setting myself up for the race. Once it resets. Ooh, got a little bit of lag on the screen here on my screen. I hope I'm not. I was having trouble with lag before, so. All right, so our podium, our leaderboard is Derek Bird in first place, John Saunders in second, Sylvain Dessard in third, Jonathan Wood in fourth. So our top guys are all in the top four again. Krister had a great, we didn't give Krister any airtime there. He had a great qualification. He is in fifth place. Laszlo Nemeth in sixth, Thomas Rainier in seventh, Mape Kansund is in eighth, Jeremy in ninth. Our newcomer, Mr. Vela, I think it's Daniela Vela. Danielle Vela, that sounds like an alliteration, is in 10th, and Danielle Britos is in 11th place. So we have the top four only separated by 1 second. So this should be a very exciting race today. Very exciting race today. Oh, let's get rid of the standby. We don't need to see that standby anymore. I'll just leave it there. Standby for the start of the race is what you're doing. So guys, on the stream, what's new, what's hot? Are you enjoying season 9? I know we went back to 50-minute races. 60 minutes was a little long for everybody. So I'm sure a lot of people are happy with going back to the 50-minute races. And the large grid should be fun on Zolder on Saturday, that's for sure. Let's get rid of that standby here. Draw 3 nuts. There we go. Yeah, so season 9. 9 seasons for eSeniors. Isn't that great? We've got a large grid. Oh, okay, we've got it getting ready to start again. Transition to the screen. There we go. So let's just look at our starting grid with my new camera. Here we go. So let's go back through it again. Ooh, let me get onto the top boy here. Mr. Derek Bird in number 1 position, and with him on the front of the track is John Saunders, followed by Sylvain Dessard in the 727 car. Jonathan Wood, number 48. Krister, my fellow broadcaster in his H&M livery, is in 5th place. Laszlo is in 7th. Thomas Rainier in, Laszlo was in 6th. Thomas is in 7th. Mape Kansunk in 8th. Jeremy in the Rocket in 9th. Daniel Avella in, I just love the way they say that. Daniel Avella in 10th. And Daniel Britos in 11th. I'm going to change the board here just for the gaps. I guess we'll put gaps up on the leaderboard. Let me find the gaps. Position delta. Nope, that's not what I want. Where is the gap? There it is. Race gaps. There we go. Getting ready to start. Let's get off of this screen. Let's go into the other screen. Yeah, go Krister, go. Here we go. And we're going to set up for a single file full lap warm up, which doesn't really warm up the car. But anyway, that TV screen just sits there, doesn't it? That's cool. Sits there for the starting grid. Now let's go back. Oh, I'm in the last place guy here. There we are, Mr. Derek Bird, our pole sitter, setting the pace for race number 3 in eSeniors at ZOLDER in Belgium. So now we have to sit here and watch this long 1.5-minute warm-up race. So good old Cup car, another season for Cup cars on broadcast here. Always very exciting. Should be an interesting race for the Cup car, because if you push a little too hard, lots of high-speed corners. I know a few of the guys were trying to decide what setups to use. We were talking about setups with long sweeping corners and with a little bit of a hilly. So. All right, so I hope the volumes are good. Hope I don't yell too much. Make sure I get my replay buttons set up well. See if that's working. Yes, it is. Get myself set up well for the start of the race. So Mr. Derek Bird in the lead, and Mr. Derek Bird, I believe, is in the lead for our... No, he's not. He is in 2nd place. So Jonathan Wood is in 4th. He's leading the league. And Mr. Saunders, who is 3rd, is in 2nd place. So this is not a lot of places to pass here at ZOLDER. Here we go. They're lining up side by side here, getting ready for the start. Not a lot of places to pass, so the qualification might be quite important here. We'll see how that works out. Getting ready, going through the last chicane before the start line, finish line. Getting my Twitch set up. Here we go. Getting ready to start this race. And green. We are racing in the 3rd race at ZOLDER Porsche Cup. Looks like, let's go to the helicam. Looks like we've got a good start. Everybody is good. Alrighty. Oh, there's a couple of interesting passes there. Looks like Derek maintained the lead, as John is also in 2nd place. And Sylvain bringing up third, I think. We are good. There is Derek in the lead. And let's go to the TV cam and make sure I've got it right. Oh, looks like John Saunders went over that curb a little. Caught at the sausage. And Sylvain. Ooh, I got this right. That's Sylvain in third place. Let's get into the cockpit here. Yes, it was. Sylvain did not take advantage of John hitting that sausage. And we got Thomas here pushing. Get everybody settled out here into the race. Sylvain is still hot on the lead there. Let's just do a quick position gap here, or position, if I can find it easily. I can't find it, so I'll leave that alone. Jonathan is also pushing hard, and looks like he's getting passing, trying to pass Sylvain here on the outside. Didn't quite make it stick. Oh, it looks like John Saunders is off. Let's just go back 30 seconds here and look for John. What happened to John? We're into a replay here. We are on board with John. That is the white car, I believe. And now we're going to see it. Here it comes. Still in replay mode. Coming around that long right-hander. Still okay. Oh, just lost the back end. Into coming little hard on the throttle. I guess you can't go full speed into that one. So John, unfortunately, he is now in last place. So that is not good. On board here with Sylvain, I think. Yes. Oh, another little bump there with Jonathan. Knocks Sylvain out. I'm sure Jonathan. Oh, and who's that third? That was Krister got caught up in that mess. I think he's still okay. Jonathan, I'm sure, will give that position back to Sylvain somehow. Maybe not. It's a little bit of a racing incident. All right, so we've got some action here. And who is that? Is that Sylvain? Oh, I'm losing. Can't quite see who everyone is here. All right, things have settled down a little bit. It was Sylvain who was trying to pass Jonathan for a second there, I think. Wow. And Mappe here is on Laszlo Nemeth's tail, as is Daniela Vella on Mr. Britos' tail. Let's just follow this one and give some Daniela Vella some airtime. Let's just go into TV mode. We'll do a cockpit mode. See how Daniela does on these. Derek Bird has opened up a 3-second lead here. Look at that. Nicely done, Derek. Right, who else is close here? Sylvain had a rough start. He is trying to get onto Thomas. I think Sylvain's got a bit more pace than Thomas, so let's see if he can get by him on this track. Definitely the closest battle right now. Early on in this race, tires are not an issue. There will be a pit stop, of course. Pit lane should be opening up soon. John Saunders is in the pits at the moment. I don't know if he's given up or not. I don't think he hit the wall that hard. He should get back in the race to get some points. Sure, he can catch up. There's Sylvain trying to get by Thomas. Is he going to make it stick? Not quite just yet. Lots of pace. Let's see how he does going into this corner. Is an interesting braking corner, this one. You can get on the throttle really early on a GT3 car. I don't know about the Cup car. Not quite there just yet. This is still the closest battle, although Daniel Vela is still close to Daniel Britos. Just follow this race, this Sylvain on Thomas for the last podium position. Up ahead, Jonathan is within striking distance of these two guys, whereas Derek Bird is just pulling away with this race. Look at that. Kansung is... Oh, I'm just going to stick with this one a little longer. Ooh, Sylvain had a little bit of a hit on the sausage there. Daniel Vela. There's Daniel Vela. He is on Daniel's tail quite a bit. Ooh, lost a little bit in that last chicane. Let's go with the pit Helican here. She lost a little bit of that gap. Everybody's spread out just a little bit there now. So I'm going to do a walk through here with TV2. And there is our leader, Mr. Derek Bird. And he has got a 4-second lead over Jonathan Wood. And who has got a 2-second lead over Thomas Rainier in 3rd place. Nice job for Thomas to be there. In 4th place, Sylvain Dessard, not too far behind Thomas. Laszlo in 5th. Mape in 6th. Jeremy in 7th. Daniel Britos in 8th. Daniel Vela in 7th. He's racing under the European flag, I think. I'm not quite sure what his nationality is. There is Krister. He started 5th, but he got into some trouble there. And Saunders is in the pits. So I see Krister still flying under the U.S. flag. But he has just told us he's retiring at the end of October. Congratulations, Krister. Sylvain here. Yes, he's retiring. He's moving back to Sweden, I believe. Once he's done. So yeah, things have spread out here quite a bit. Let me go to the chat. Anything going on in the chat? Yeah, lots going on in the chat. Yeah, nothing to me. The guys are just chatting amongst themselves. So this is the closest battle right here of Sylvain. I still think he's got some pace. Let's go in the cockpit here. Still got some pace on Thomas, so he may give us some action here of getting by. Very close to Thomas. And Mape is quite close to Laszlo. There's his looking ahead there. Let's get back to Sylvain. The Belgian bomber, Mr. Sylvain Dessard. He has a significant stream. He streams in French. I believe it's French. So you can follow his racing on his website. He's got a lot of followers. We're happy to have him here in eSeniors. So Jonathan is still... Oh, Jonathan slipped a little bit here. Oh, what happened? Is Derek having a problem? Why is that gap just changing quite a bit on Jonathan here? Anyway, let's go back to Sylvain. What have I got here? I've got race gaps on the leaderboard. They seem to be changing quite a bit. Oh, Sylvain's going to take a look. Let's go to Helican. See if he can make it stick around that long right-hander. Very close racing. Oh, be careful. Don't touch. Now he's going to go. He's going to dive in. No, not quite going to make it stick. Very close racing. Very respectful racing by the two of them there. Thomas gave him room. He gave some room. He's going to try again. I told you that Sylvain had some pace on... Oh, Sylvain just took a big bump off the sausage. Second sausage. And lost the spot to Laszlo. Oh, too bad, Sylvain. Maybe we'll go back and watch the cockpit here. We'll go back 30 seconds and get in the cockpit with Sylvain, because that was a pretty neat action. This is the replay. So getting into the chicane. Takes the line here. Does not hit the... Oh, it took the sausage quite a bit there. So that Cup car just bounced quite a bit off that sausage, didn't it? And then lost the spot. But I'm sure he'll make it up. Let's get rid of that replay time. Glad we caught that action. We're back to live here. So now, what have we got in terms of... We got Mappe is close to Sylvain. You can see Sylvain there. And what do we got? Christopher is catching up to Daniel Lavelle for 9th place. Come on, Christopher. I know you've got lots of pace. You're in 5th place. I want to try and find that Delta. Where is the Delta? I know there's a race Delta here somewhere. I think that's it. Nope, that's not it. Sorry. Position Delta, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. So lots of change in the position, wasn't there? Jonathan Wood made up 2 spots. Thomas is the big winner here with 4 spots. Laszlo with 2. Krister is the big loser with down 7 spots. I caught one little bounce he had off to the side that cost him a place or 2, but not all that. So I don't know what happened with Krister. Oh, looks like Sylvain's going to make it, and then Laszlo. Laszlo didn't go through that. Here, we're going to go back 30 seconds and watch that. We're in replay mode. Yeah, Laszlo had a bad second part of that. Chicane, I think. You can see him in the picture here. Oh, I missed what happened though. I had the wrong guy. So anyway, Sylvain took over there. We're happy to make up that spot. So we're back to live action here, I think. Let's go back to Sylvain. And he is now, he's got to make up, let's see here, 3 seconds to get back to Thomas, where he was before he made the mistake in that same chicane. Alright, let's go back to what do we show here? Let's show lap times here. There we go. That is relative, I think, to what everything goes. I don't know if I like that one. The gaps are pretty good. Go back to Krister, who's trying to chase down Daniel Britos now. There's Krister and Britos. Boom, boom. I gotta find something to put on the leaderboard here that's more interesting than just a straight old. Oh, we'll put pit stops up earlier. Oh, that's what I need to do. Pit stops, pit stops. Where are we here? It's way down in the. Let's put our pit stops, because pit stops are going to start to come into it. Where is that? Where is the pit stops? I'm just getting back into broadcasting here, so I got to make sure I remember where everything is. Just you guys can watch the action here on Krister and Daniel Britos. While I find where I can put the pit stops up. I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, I can't seem to find. Oh, there it is. There, that's pit stops. I think that's going to show it. So we have 1 pit stop to take place. Boy. Oh, while I've been gone there, Krister's really up on him. Let's just go into his cockpit, watch how he's going to do it. He's going to make a true pass here, not going into the chicane. But this is a tasty little battle here. Krister definitely has pace on Britos. So we should see a pass here sooner or later, or some sort of an action. Pass or a problem. Krister's going to take it easy through here. Let's see where Krister is got pace on him here. This is a spot where you can take a quick gain some advantage on the gap. Coming out about the same. There we go. This is somewhere where Krister could make some time up. He's laying back a little bit to get some momentum, I think, coming out of this corner onto the longer straight. Didn't make anything up on that one. Be watching here to see where he has pace. Up ahead, Sylvain and Thomas are still in a battle. I'm going to stay with this one for a little bit. This is, he makes up some gap there. He's got a better corner going into it. See how he makes this next corner, which is fairly high speed corner. You hit the brake for a bit and then let go, and you should be able to get on the throttle pretty soon. And we've got a little bit of a straight here. There's one chance for passing. Not going to make it happen this time. He's just biding his time to see if Danielle makes a mistake, I think. Both of them taking that chicane beautifully, just touching the edge of the sausages. As we've seen before, it looks like Sylvain has got some pace here. Sylvain is right up on Thomas. Coming out of that straight, this is a chance for him to make up some time, but looks like Thomas had a better exit there on Sylvain. Keep watching Krister. Let's just see if Sylvain can get a good exit. Get a long straight here. Straight number 5. All these little short straights, and looks like Thomas got a better exit there. Over here, you're gonna make up some gap. Ooh, looks like Thomas slid a little bit more than Sylvain did. Let's quickly go to Helicam. Side by side, he's got the inside track on him. And is he gonna make it stick? It looks like it. Beautiful pass by Sylvain. Looks like Thomas just slid a little bit going into that long corner. Lost some traction, and Sylvain's off to the races now. He's got a 7-second gap on Jonathan. And back to Krister. Is he gonna make some time up here? Not sure where he is. Got the pace. Let's just see here for a second. On his best lap time is 1:32.8, whereas Danielle's best lap time is 1:34.2. So Krister should make some inroads here on Thomas based on that. Let's just see who's got the best lap time here. Derek Bird, of course. He's got that extra point right now. He's still maintaining that 4+ second lead on second place Jonathan Wood. Looks like Thomas has not given up on Sylvain. Let's look at their lap times. Best time for Thomas is 1:32.5, whereas Sylvain's best time is 1:32 flat. Excuse me. So they're pretty well matched. So that'll be interesting to see. But we'll just stick with Krister here. Sylvain's got a lot of time to make up on Jonathan in second place. Let me take a quick peek to remind myself here now what we've got in terms of leadership. Actually, I'm going to go on to spend some time. I'll watch the 16s. Oh, looks like Thomas just went wide and Krister. Oh, let's go back and watch that. Danielle. Danielle here, we're in replay mode here. Danielle coming into that S turn. Let's go to pit lane. Helicam here. And this last chicane. Hit those sausages again. And he was on the throttle a little too early. His tires he might have still been bouncing when he hit that throttle. And that really cost him. So that pressure that Krister had on him really paid off. So Krister is now in 7th place, making up his time. Made up a couple of spots there. So Krister is climbing the leaderboard. His next victim will be Jeremy. Here we go. This is going to be a battle of administrators soon. We got lots of time left. We are only 20 minutes into the race. So let's just look at times here. Best times. Krister is 1:33.8, and Jeremy's best time is 1:33.7. So he's got a lot of time to make up. A lot of time to make up, but he's got a lot of gap to make up too. So they're pretty close to their best times. Oh, that was our last laps, I said. Jeremy actually had a very slow last lap, 135. 135. Here, I'll just show you what the scoop is here. There's Jeremy's times compared to Krister's. Now, let me think. See, Jeremy had a very bad last lap, 135.19, whereas Krister was 134. So I'll just leave that up there for a while we follow. Let's just see who we've got here. Thomas, closest battle is Thomas, but Sylvain actually passed him, so I'm not sure whether that's a battle that's going to be, the gap is going to close up on Sylvain there. So back to our leaderboard in terms of the league. Jonathan is leading, whereas Derek is in second place. So these two guys are just going to be swapping there at this point. Whereas Sylvain Dessart, I'm not sure where he follows in the league lead. Looks like Thomas Rainier is into the pits. Let's just take a quick pick. Yes, he is just into the pits. So Thomas is going to try an undercut here on Sylvain. So he's in the pits. That's the first guy in. Laszlo has pitted in 10th place. Not sure where he was before he pitted. Will we follow him here? We are on with Sylvain Dessart. Let's just give Derek some time here. Mr. Leaderboard. We'll follow him in TV cam view. So he's actually increased his lead. 6.4. He was in the 4s and 5s there a little while ago. So he's increased his gap to Jonathan Wood. So it's going to be interesting to see here what the pit strategies are going to be. I am going to write down where everybody was right now pre-pit. So Derek had a 6-second lead over Wood. He has a 4-second lead over Sylvain. And that is pre-pit. So, it's just to follow that. Since I don't have a stat man to help me out, I have to do all that myself. Gaps are quite wide. While that is going on, I'll just let you follow. That was a pretty full lap for Derek. I'll let you guys follow this lap with Jonathan while I'm going to go online in the SIMGRID and see if I can pull up the full league stats. Just bear with me a bit while I do that. Alright, Porsche Cup. Just wanted to see where Sylvain Dessart fits in the Cup. Sylvain Dessart is in 5th place right now with a 4th place finish. So that's pretty good. Oh, looks like Danny Britos went off. Hold on, let me catch that. Let's go back 30 seconds. Looks like he went off, or did I just catch him coming out of the pits? Nope. We're on replay mode here just to see if that was... You got a yellow flag for some reason. I wasn't watching. Just see what happened here. Replay mode. If anything exciting happens. Oh yeah, just lost it a little bit. Bit of a wiggle. Lost it on that long corner. So Danny, is he going to lose some positions out of that? Back into replay mode. I didn't notice whether he lost any positions. Everybody's pitting. No, we're missing something here. Jonathan's in the pits. Sylvain's in the pits. So that's an interesting move here. I don't know who went in first. Jonathan did, I guess. Sylvain was behind him. Let's just see who comes out first and what gap. So like I said, Jonathan had a 4-second lead going. There is the pit stop. Let's just see where he comes out. I'll just stay with him here. There are lots of pits, lots of people pitting. Cansung pits, Sylvain's pit. Britos is in, he's pitting. Saunders has pit, is in the pits also. Let's just watch here to see. So I know it's a little boring, but so the gaps are pretty high here, so we might as well just watch Jonathan come out. Jonathan's out first. And we'll watch Sylvain. Sylvain is just out. Let's see what kind of gaps they get. Like I said, there was a 4-second gap pre pit stop. Welcome Willie to the stream. So, is that showing the gap there? 4-second gap still. Derek Bird is in the pits now too. And Derek had a 6-second lead. So pit stop wise, nothing too dramatic happened there. I've got pit stop as a statistic. So we're going to put that up right now. There we go. That is the stop length. So look at that. Jonathan Wood at a 67.2, whereas Sylvain was 67.7. No problem there. So we're going to watch. Derek is in the pits now. We're going to see where he comes out. So obviously the gaps are almost exactly the same between Sylvain and Jonathan Wood. And let's just see what happens with Derek when he comes out. Should be coming out fairly soon. And let's just see where. There he is. He's on the move there now. And his pit stop was 67.3. So look at that. Jeremy's in second place. No, he's in the pits too. All three guys had great pit stops. Let's just see where the gap comes out to be between Derek and Jonathan. 7, 8, 9 seconds. But of course, Jonathan's tires are quite, are still cold. So that's that gap will increase or will decrease, I'm sure, during the during that outlap that Derek has. So unbelievable there. All these guys had very, very close pit stops. Somebody must be practicing. Look at some of those other ones. Thomas had a 70-second stop, which lost him some time. Jeremy is out now. He had a 74-second pit stop. So look at those guys. Those three guys gained 10 seconds on the... not 10 seconds. 3 seconds on the pit stops. So that tells you something. You got to practice your pit stops, boys. And it looks like Jeremy Krister has gotten in front of Jeremy. Krister's had his pit stop now too. So looks like Krister got ahead of Jeremy on the pit stop. Jeremy had a 74-second pit stop, whereas Krister had a 73. So he gained a spot, if I'm not mistaken, based on his pit stops. So that came into the strategy today. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So Krister avoided getting into some trouble with Jeremy by passing him in the pit lane. All right, so pit stops are over for everyone except for John. John is retired, basically. John Saunders, I mean. So now our closest gap is with these two boys here, Jeremy and Krister. All right, so that is it. That is the situation for the Porsche Cup. We've only got one real battle here. That is between Jeremy and Krister. Again, the battle of the administrators. Wish I could drive in this Porsche Cup, and maybe it's too much practice. Too much practice. I can't just jump into a race. How is our new guy doing? Daniele Vella. Here, I'll jump on with him. And I am going to try looking at him from that point of view. Hey, that's it. Daniele Vella, he's gained a couple of spots here. There's Jeremy. Everybody's cars look pretty pristine, don't they? Just take a look at everybody's car here. Here is Mr. Bird. Pristine, because he's way out in the lead with a 7-second lead. Here's Mr. Jonathan Wood in the Woody Woodpecker livery again. He is in second place, followed by Sylvain Dessart. He's got a little bit of Jonathan had not a scratch on his. Sylvain's got a few scratches on his. Thomas Rainier looks pretty pristine also. Mappe Kansung, nice job keeping that one clean. Christer's had his issues, and it shows on the front of his car. Jeremy is nice and clean also. Daniela Vella, as we said before, nice and clean. Few scratches on Daniel Bristos' car. And Laszlo has a few scratches also. So yeah, there's been some trading of paint there. Let's go back to the TV cam. And the gaps are opening up here now too. So no one is doing much here in terms of catching up. Is there? What are you guys interested in on the stream? How stream wise, how is Saturday looking for you guys? I know I have switched to the Ferrari this year, so you guys in silver better watch out. I've got a couple of seconds on my old time, so I might just be in a different snack bracket. We've got something happening here. Mappe is out. Let's just go to see what happened to Mappe. He hit the curb there. That's not where it happened. Coming into a chicane, I believe. Mappe was all by himself up there. Here he comes into the chicane. Oh, hit the sausages possibly. And that caused him to hit the wall. So that is a big mistake. Unforced error there. Let's just get out and look into somebody else here. Or is Jeremy? Yes, so Mappe dropped down quite a bit. Is he running again? There he is running again. Good job, stay with it, guy. But that has dropped him a number of spots. So he's got a lot of time to make up there. Now, Daniela Vella, let's just go into position delta here now. So, position delta-wise, Derek Bird's been leading all the way from the opening flag wave. Jonathan has came up 2 spots. He was in 4th. He's now in 2nd. Sylvain started in 3rd. He's still in 3rd. He's actually catching up a little bit on Jonathan. It's only a 1.8 second gap there, so we'll have to watch that. Let's see Sylvain. Coming into the picture. Where are you, Sylvain? Come on. Here comes camera. Is going to come back here now. There he is. So he can see. Just take a look here. This is his cockpit view. He can see Jonathan, so that is important. That is not much of a gap. Not much of a gap. Lost a little bit on that corner there. Tried a little bit too hard. Next is Thomas. He gained 3 spots on his qualification time. And Christer is back up into 5th. He was in 5th to start. He was in last place or 10th place there for a while. So that's driver of the day, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's what happened to Sylvain. Sylvain took out Christer, but Christer has battled his way back into 5th place. Good for him. Jeremy's up 3 places, as is Daniela Vella. And Kansung back to his starting position in 8th place. So who is the biggest winner there? There's a couple of 3s there. And Laszlo is the biggest loser in terms of where he lost positions. He's in 10th place right now. He was in, what was he been in for? 6th place on the start. So yes, a good job, Christer. He's got my vote for driver of the day so far. 15 minutes left in the race, where we got a gap here. Sylvain is just staying with Jonathan here. And we made a mistake on the last lap. We're right at that spot. We've got a better exit this time. Let's just watch him in TV mode. Oh, let's do something different here. Let's just go up 1 and watch it from the rear wing of Mr. Jonathan Wood. That's Sylvain in the background. The way those Cup cars just slide coming out of those corners. So Sylvain is desperately trying to catch up to Jonathan. Let's go back into cockpits and watch Sylvain. This is the closest battle right now. Everybody else is pretty far off. Although Daniel Britos should be able to see Mappe. Yes, he can. So let's just see. Let me take a quick peek here at best lap times. 1:34 for Danielle. Although Mappe has a much better one. He's got a 1:33 best lap time. So he should be able to stay ahead if that is the case, that he can maintain his position. But Mappe had that big mistake there a while ago. Let's just take a peek to see what his car looks like. It looks fairly pristine. I thought Mappe spun out. Maybe he didn't hit the wall. Possible, I guess. And there he goes over the start-finish line. Let's get back to Sylvain. This is a battle for second place and very important in the standings. So let's go in the cockpit. To 1.5 to 2 second gap, Jonathan is maintaining. But our Derek Bird just been leading since the beginning. Looks like Jonathan had a little bit of a wiggle on his exit there. Yes, sir, he's made up. He's lost some time to Sylvain. So this is going to start to be a battle. We have got 12 minutes left for this battle. So we're just going to stick with this one all the way through if we have to. It's the most exciting thing that's happened today. 7 people on the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see that you're interested in the Cup car racing. Yes, Sylvain's really putting the pressure on Jonathan now. This has got very tasty, and he passes him. He passes him. Wow, what a pass. Let's just look at that one again. Let's look at that one again. This is the replay. This is Sylvain in the yellow car, Jonathan Wood. This is back 20 seconds. He made up, this is not a mistake on his part right here. I think he had a bit of a wiggle, but this pass takes place in the chicane. There is Jonathan. Let's just see what happens to him. Late break, I think, by, yes, it was. Oh, and look at that. I missed it there in terms of what, is it Wood hit the sausage or not? Seemed to have broke quite a bit there. So now Jonathan is going to start pressuring Sylvain. Let's just look at their lap times here. So that was Sylvain. This is lap times compared to each other. We'll just leave this one up here. And I'm going to go into the cockpit with Wood. So that was a great pass. Looked like Jonathan braked to that second part of that chicane. I didn't see if he hit the sausages, but he did not lose it. Maybe he hit, I didn't quite see, but maybe he hit the sausages and smartly did not hit the throttle, because that has cost a lot of people time. Looking at their best laps, Sylvain has a best lap of 1:31.6, whereas Jonathan's best lap is 1:31.8. So if Sylvain can maintain his pace here, looks like there's going to be some traffic up ahead for Sylvain, so that might play into it. So I've got the lap times here. Old Sylvain hit the sausage there. Jonathan might take advantage of that. Well, we've got some good racing here for the last 10 minutes of this Cup car race. That's always fun. And that car up ahead, I'm not sure who it is going to play into this big time. It looks like Sylvain got the better exit there. Gap opened up a little bit. Lots of racing left, though. Lots of racing left. These Cup cars don't seem to take... Whoa! Jonathan just wild on the steering wheel there. Trying to save it. Always important to take that corner and get that apex on that corner. Both of them had a good job there. Looks like Jonathan got a better speed coming out of it, though. Flat out corner on GT3 cars anyway. This is a great corner. You gotta be patient for the throttle. Here comes the first chicane. See if I can say the name of it. Klein chicane, that's the easiest one to pronounce. Oh, Jonathan just had a bad exit there, just lost it a little bit. Let's take a quick peek at that, 10 seconds back. Let's see what happened. That's a replay. Just missed that exit a little bit. So that's going to cost him. He's going to have to make up time now. Go back to live. What does that cost him in terms of a gap? Huge! Huge! He's got a 4-second lead now, Sylvain does. So that takes the pressure off Sylvain. So that was a significant error on Jonathan's part. So. Jonathan in third place. Derek Bird in first place. That's going to have a significant impact on the standings. Let me look at who has best lap. Derek has an extra point with the best lap, so that's going to give him a significant. He'll be jumping to first place for sure if the things stay the same. How is everybody else? Oh, looks like Mr. Kansung went off again. A little bit of a problem. He was coming up on, I think he lost the position to Danielle there. And is that Danielle up on Jonathan? Oh, Danielle was the guy who, or Mappe, sorry, is the guy who's causing the issues on the, not issues, but he's the guy in being lapped by everyone. But these two guys are now battling it, Mappe and Danielle. So that's a bit of a battle going on. No other battle on track, so we'll stay with this. Just get on board with Danielle, see how his steering inputs are doing. So that's Derek Bird up ahead, I believe. So he just lapped these two guys, but they're in the battle for 8th and 9th. Now Kansung has a better best lap, so he's got pace on Danielle, but not that much, so it's going to be, and this is not the easiest track to pass on, so we'll just follow this one along here, since the battle up ahead is not really that exciting. So because Jonathan has a 5-second gap to second place Danielle Sylvain. So Sylvain will definitely gain. He is in 5th place in the standings. So he will gain quite a bit in the standings. He just jump into the 3rd place here. Who is John Saunders? John Saunders is in 3rd and he's out. So definitely Sylvain will jump into the podium in the league standings. Whereas Thomas, Thomas is in 4th place. He'll probably stay in 4th place. This is pretty juicy here with Mappe and Danielle Ritos. So it's giving us something to watch at least. The guys on. Ooh, look at that. Go. See if you get some pace coming out of this in this straight number 4. Here comes the last chicane for the 5th straight. So those sausages don't seem to bother the cars. So I think Mappe hit that last sausage. See if he can make up some time on this long corner here. Who has the best exit? Both of them hit that exit pretty well. So nothing gained. This is where it looks like Mappe has some pace on Danielle. Gained a little bit of time there, but didn't get the momentum. Here's another spot where you can gain some momentum, get on a small straight. Let's see how he does. Both had good exits. Both hit that apex quite nicely. Ooh, let's go to Helicam here. He's going to make us move. Oh, that's not going to work. That is not going to work. It looked like he had a late break there and had to avoid contact. And we are on the last lap. No, that was pit lane. I thought I heard something in my ear. That was pit lane closing. Who is behind? It's hard to keep track of who is behind. That might be Thomas. sorry. Let's go back here to this battle. Yeah, there is somebody lapping these two guys. See if I can see it on the screen. That is 15. Who is 15? No, that's Britos. Number 70. Yeah, 70, 70. 701. So it was Derek Bird passing them. No, couldn't be. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's hard to keep track lapping wise. It's not easy to see it on the screen. So Kansung has got to take another crack at Danielle. It is an interesting idea. Let's just watch Danielle's point of view from his rear wing. That was a neat view from the rear wing. So that is Sylvain Dessard behind Kansung. So there's some traffic coming in here. How are the gaps up ahead? So Sylvain, that was Derek Bird that passed him a while ago. That's Sylvain, and ooh, looks like Kansung took those sausages but survived. Gap is getting closer now. But he's getting blue flags for Sylvain Dessard. But Sylvain's not quite close enough to let make Mappe have to pass him. So that'll be an issue in a little bit. These two are in a battle for 8th and 9th. Ooh, looks like Sylvain went wide on the... Sylvain went wide on that... Oops, sorry, got the wrong view here. Whoa. What am I watching here? I'm on with Sylvain, who just passed someone. Who was that he passed? I missed something there in that chicane. I'm not sure who that was. That is Sylvain, and he just passed number 15, who is Danny Brito. So that must have been, that was Mappe that went off at the chicane. That was Mappe in the background that went off at that chicane. So he's out of it now. I'm not sure where if he ended up in the he ended up in the gravel for sure. So now we have no battles going on right now. That was the last battle we had, guys. But there is only 1 minute left in the race. So let us just follow along here with our fearless leader. Mr. Derek Bird has led all the way. Let's just go back to position deltas. Yep, he has led all the way. And a 7-second lead over Sylvain. We'll have to make sure we try to get Derek into the stream to say how his race went. Leader is on the final lap. Well, let's just watch the leader make his final lap. So, pole position and first place for Derek. Great job, gets that extra point. All the way through here, he gets the camera time for the whole lap. We'll just follow Sylvain next after. But great job by Derek today. He is definitely our number one Cup car champion, and he takes it seriously. Like I said yesterday, he raced in the open race with all the other GT cars, and he was in the Cup car. So it was only a couple of seconds off GT3 times with the Cup car. So that's amazing. Maybe he's 4 seconds. I think yesterday's qualification was 1:28 for the GT car. So here he comes up to the second last, I believe the second last corner, the last chicane. There he goes. Into the Last, and here is the checkered flag for Mr. Derek Bird. Great job. And next comes Sylvain Dessard. He's going through the last chicane. And here he is, Sylvain Dessard in second place. Good job, good job. And Mr. Jonathan Wood in third place. Beautiful. And there is our podium. Next is Thomas Rainier coming in. Great job from him also. Up 3 positions. Nice job. And Krister, not to be outdone. Krister is in 5th place. That's where he qualified. He made up, I think he's driver of the day. He had some troubles and made up 5 positions. There is Jeremy in 6th place. Daniel Novella in 7th. Daniel Britos is in the pits. Laszlo is in the pits. Mappe is in the pits. And John Saunders in the pits. So that is it for our race today. Let me just go here and get this going. And let me put up. Well, I won't bother putting up the podium. I'm just going to try and get people in. I'm going to drag Derek Bird in. Hello, Derek. And
Hello.
Jonathan. All right. Let's talk with Jonathan first. Nice job, Jonathan. Got a podium today?
Yeah, I don't feel like I deserve it, mate. Didn't do any practice all week, so I didn't put any effort into it, and made a bit of a mess on lap 2. And I just watched the replay. What happened was, going into the hairpin towards the end of the lap, Sylvain braked just a couple of meters early, and I braked exactly where I normally brake. But that couple of meters early was enough to basically make me have to dive down the inside. And then as we got out of the corner, I felt that I did take the corner fairly. So I lifted a little to let him go by, and he didn't want to go by. And then Krista and Thomas behind were backed up, and I guess Krista had crashed, which was all my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have lifted at that point, but anyway.
Third place, and I didn't practice. And I heard you earlier. You didn't even have a setup. You were scrambling for a setup too. So.
Right, and then I let Sylvain by towards the end because I just wanted to make up for that error that I made in the first couple of laps.
And Mr. Derek Bird, wait a sec now. Let's give some Derek Bird some lead podium or best qualification. You get a point there, and led all the way, no problem, right?
Yeah. It was, once John Saunders had his problem, it was a bit easy then.
It's good to be out at the front, stay out of the mayhem, and you kept building on your lead at a 7-second lead most of the time.
Yeah, I didn't have to push too hard. I mean, no disrespect to the guy, but I didn't have to push too hard. Just do enough just to keep in front.
Yeah, but then again, I noticed you. Did I see you in the open race yesterday practicing with your cup car?
Yeah, I practiced last night. Yeah,
taking it seriously, buddy. Taking it seriously. That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, you always use the race just to get tires pressures right for the day before. It's good for that.
Yeah.
But good job. It's still a good race, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
How do you like John went on my tail. It would have been good fun then, but never mind.
You like this track? How about you, Jonathan? You too?
Not a fan.
Not a fan of this track?
Either way, congrats, Derek. You deserved it, buddy.
It was a great job. Great job. All right, well, that be the stream for today. We'll see you all on Saturday, everybody.
Thank you. Cheers. See you guys.
Bye.